finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tagged machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. The temperature and leaves are falling daily, so that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown's Shoe Fit. Now through October 31st, take $15 off any regularly priced fall shoes and boots. Brands like Keen, Oboz, Echo, Taos, and Atrex all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale you've all been waiting for, so get down to Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
All right, welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are on Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 here at 1040 O Street, Bach. All right, it's Thursday, October the 16th, 2025. Nebraska is preparing to travel to Minneapolis to play Minnesota Friday night, Bach, on Fox. Are you ready for the game, Bach?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready for the game. I don't know if you saw this. I waved it out during the Adam Carricker show, but I brought my row the boat flag that I got there last time from going to Minnesota. I'll openly admit I do cheer for PJ Fleck in Minnesota, but not against Nebraska, obviously. But I do like trolling people. But I'm excited for the game. It's one of my favorite rivalry games. I know you're not big into the trophies, but $5 bits of broken chair is almost a joke against all the Big Ten trophies, and it's been a lot of fun. It'd be a lot more fun if Nebraska is able to bring it home, get a win here.
All right, Bach. I was trolling, just doing my work earlier, and came up onto this mid-season top 150 by CBS Sports. Nebraska has 2 players on it. You can guess one, but I guarantee you can't guess the other one.
Ah, that's interesting.
109 is Dylan Riola.
Okay.
Before I name this other player, let's hear some of the other top players. Ruben Bain Jr. is number 1, Bob. Defensive player out of Miami, great pass rusher. Also, he's in the top 10 for Mel Kiper's top 10 draft picks when Mel Kiper came out with his list a couple hours ago. When we talk about who's else on the list, Ty Simpson, quarterback from Alabama, he's number 2. McKay Lemon from UCLA, he's number 3. Maud Hardy, running back from Missouri. 6. I'm just Jordan Tyson, just going down the list. Fernando Mendoza is number 10. Jeremiah Smith, number 8. Let's see some more big name people. Jordan Seaton from Colorado, 14 on the list. Dante Morris, number 16 on the list. I was trying to think about more. Caleb's down is 20 on the list. But let's go ahead, Bach. Number 145.
I'm going to go with Sierra Wright.
No.
Emma Johnson.
No.
Isaiah Hunter.
No.
Ja'Cory Barney.
No.
Deshaun Singleton.
No.
You're right. It's tough to get.
William Nwili.
Williams Winery. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Top 150 in the nation.
Top 150 players right here in midseason. They put him at 145, Bach. I don't know if we developed the kid, but we show or putting the kid in situations for him to win. I don't know if he's truly developed yet. I don't think he is. I think he's playing off God-given talent right now. I think when he does, he'll be a big factor at Nebraska. Should be the Randy Gregory type of defensive end that we've been looking for. When I watch Missouri play, I kind of see why. I'm not gonna say it like that, Bob. I see why, but Missouri's a stacked team. When you talk about defense, they got big guys. William Nwili is a tall, lanky guy who's gonna put on weight eventually, but what I noticed about Missouri defense is that those guys was attackers, and William Nwili still has that type of attitude in him. He just need to get a little bigger and get more practice or game situation going on for himself.
Well, I mean, he does. I mean, I guess if you look at it, he did have an interception return for a touchdown, on his resume, so that's pretty good. Except not an interception, it was the fumble that he recovered against Houston Christian. But either way, a touchdown, a sack and a half. He's been leading the Big Ten in pressures each of the last 2 weeks. So, there's definitely a route there for him to be a top player. In fact, I think he is becoming one of Nebraska's best players, and we're seeing it happen in front of our eyes. I don't know if I'd go with top 50 or 150 around the nation quite yet, but it's maybe one of those picks too that's like, hey, I was in there before you guys were, because I do think he's heading that direction. You mentioned just 19 years old, didn't get much work there at Missouri. A redshirt season can sometimes, I mean, we say it, and sometimes we don't act like it even can impact some of the top guys. It's a tough position, offensive line and defensive line, to come in and play right away, no matter how much God-given ability you have. So he took that redshirt year I think to your point, we heard from Coach Butler this week. He's still developing. There's a lot of room to grow for Williams Nwaneri, but based on what he's able to do, and if he can grow into that body that he has, 6'7", 265, he can be an absolute force. I think if you look across the team, there are a lot of guys with a lot of talent. Obviously, the reason why Nebraska's in the top 25, they've got guys who individually are having special seasons. But if you look at the ceiling of anybody on this team, and again, there's some guys with some high ceilings. We know Elijah Pritchett, Dylan Raiola, certainly. Williams Nwaneri might be near the top of that list.
Yeah, you're right, Bob. 24, running back Justin Hayes for Michigan. 25 is Cornell Tate. 27 is Jaden Mavo. When you just keep going down the list, Jeremiah Love is 29. When you want to go down a little bit lower, Bob, you got 48 is Joy Aguilar from Tennessee. And when you keep going down this list, Michael Taft, safety from Texas, is 50. I was trying to just look and see if probably because it's 2 or 3 Huskers I can add to this list that deserves to be on there. And one, when I talk about that, is Emmett Johnson. He deserves to be probably considered in the top 50 and 100 in the top 50 in college football. When you talk about a guy who came out of nowhere, Bach, who thought about transferring last year because he wasn't that number one guy. We didn't think he was that number one guy, so he's out to prove all of us wrong this year, Bach. And guess what? He's damn near on his way to 1,200 yards. Let's wish him luck as he travels home to Minnesota to play in his home state. And I guarantee you, he wants 200 this week, Bach.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see how that all goes down. He's got 650 yards on the season so far. That's a new career high. 7 touchdowns. That's a career high. Remember, he just had 1 rushing touchdown last year. So I think a part of this is again, preseason buzz, name recognition, that sort of thing. And Emmett Johnson has flown under the radar, certainly outside of the state of Nebraska, but even at Nebraska, as we've mentioned, probably the best running back each of the last 2 seasons. Didn't always get the lion's share of the carries, and certain times didn't even get a carry, kind of going back to some of the games last season. And it's hard to envision now because of the player that he's developing into. Big opportunity, like you said, against his home state. He's going to want this more than anyone. Hopefully, you don't put too much pressure on yourself. There was an opportunity last year. I'd have to go back and look at the game log. I believe it was maybe Purdue of last season where, there was a lot of chatter about maybe he should be the number one guy. It was the Rutgers game where it was like, okay, let's give this guy some more carries. He had 14 carries for 33 yards. And so it was one of his worst games, actually, of the year. So sometimes you put a little bit more pressure. Sometimes it can catch up to you. Sometimes a matchup one way or the other, the ball's not bouncing the right way, the blocks aren't setting up, whatever it might be, just doesn't work out that day. But coming off probably his best game as a Husker, at least his highest total by far in the rushing category, he's a name that's going to pop up. And again, if you look at it now, okay, maybe he's not a top 150 guy now. You want to be that by the end of the season. He had a better second half of the year last year than he did the first half of the year. A lot of that due to opportunity. But if he can do that similar thing, or like you were saying, even duplicate the 650 yards that he's got so far, you double that, throw a bowl game in there. I mean, you're talking about getting close to 1,500 yards, which would be absolutely huge for him. And then obviously for Nebraska, if you're able to get him to come back, I mean, always going to be maybe some interest from the NFL at that point if you start to get too many yards. So it'll be interesting. Emmett Johnson is definitely, that's why when you said there's 2 names, one I wasn't going to be able to guess. I was kind of going through some of the names that are there because Nebraska has enough guys, and I've talked about it all week. Their playmakers are starting to develop in Ja'Cory Barney Jr., in Isaiah Hunter, in Emmett Johnson. That this offense is becoming more well-rounded and more difficult to match up against if you're a D coordinator.
All right, Buck, when you talk about big name people who's on this list who should be way up there, but probably way down there now. Ryan Williams, receiver from Alabama. Not such a great season so far, Buck. He was on the bench in the last quarter, probably the last couple of series when Alabama played Missouri last week. He didn't get much playing time because you got other outstanding freshmen who playing, but he's number 131, Bach, on the list. You talk about a guy who's a preseason All-American, who's not lived up to his expectations, but, having a down year, a sophomore slump is what some of us call it.
Yeah, and I mean it is what it is. You look at it last year, he's maybe not quite measuring up to that. Again, you do the old midway season mark math. He wouldn't meet to his totals last year in yards. He wouldn't meet the total in touchdowns. He wouldn't even meet the total in receptions. Now, to be fair to him, he did miss a few games. He's played in 4 games thus far, so injury probably holding that back a little bit. That always will. And it is what it is. He came into the year, like you were saying, along with Jeremiah Smith. I mean, they were the cover athletes 3A sports game. I mean, they're top 2 of the top 5 names maybe in college football. I think that pairing with Smith, though, too, might have exceeded the expectation for Ryan Williams to a degree. He was not a 1,000-yard receiver last year. Solid one. Again, don't get me wrong, 865 yards and 8 touchdowns, nothing to look down at. But I think the expectation for him was to take that big jump. Injuries, again, have gotten in the way. We'll see. He's got a bright future ahead of him, no doubt about that. But even Jeremiah Smith, if you remember the first game, he came out, had more drops, I think, in the first drive or the first quarter or two against Texas than he did all year last year. So we build these kind of monsters in the offseason, not just in teams that we expect. And we've seen that, the top 5 that we thought coming into the year, especially in a sport like college football, there's a lot of talk. Hey, there's only about 8 teams that can realistically win a national championship. Well, if that's true from the beginning of the year, about 5 of those teams have eliminated themselves from the conversation already, or at least the top end of it. Do a little bit of the same with players during the offseason too, and again, that's where it comes from. It's earned, not given. You've got to go out there and earn it, and he's trailing a little bit in that department at this point.
Oh, Dad 36 say Bock is a traitor cheering for Minnesota. 7809 says anyone that transferred from NU on the list. No, sir, there's not. I'll go back to this list one more time. Number 50, Bock, is somebody we just played, and Sidney Stewart, DN from Maryland, true freshman. He's number 50 on the list. And I seen one more person that I wanted to comment on. Bo Jackson Jr. Jackson, running back. He doesn't have more yards than Emmett. He doesn't. Why is he on the list? This is what I'm talking about right here, Bob. You take Bo Jackson out, you put Emmett Johnson in there. You give me Bo Jackson's stats, Bob.
Let me pull him up here.
Bo Lamar Jackson. You know that was his real name?
His middle name's Lamar?
Yeah, he's messed up either way he go.
yeah, that's tough. So far on the year, Bo Jackson has 58 carries for 407 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the receiving end, 6 receptions for 57 yards and a touchdown.
Why is he on this list, Bock, and Emmett Johnson not on here? What does CBS know that we don't know?
Well, again, I think it's part of that is just playing in the Ohio State uniform. You automatically look a little bit better when you're playing with the defending national champs, the number 1 team overall. So I don't know. I don't. He's a freshman too. People get excited about freshmen in their emergence. He certainly has a bright future, but it's tough to say. I mean, he's the leading rusher at this point by almost a little shade under 200 yards, about 170 or so as far as in that Ohio State room. So, along with Jeremiah Smith, I'm sure they got maybe Carnell Tate on there. Not sure even Max Clare.
Tate's on there.
Yeah, so
Tate's on there. Yeah,
I think there's a quota of number 1 teams on the players for the number 1 team that you got to have.
I think Carnell Tate is good. I think Carnell Tate is a top 20 NFL draft guy.
Yeah.
When you talk about him, he gets overshadowed by the younger guy, but I think he fulfilled his role last year a lot. When Zika, what's the name was there?
Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah, Emeka Egbuka.
Who is? Talk about being I don't want to say overlooked or overshadowed. I mean, he's having a heck of a rookie season.
Saints.
Yeah, but he's or Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Okay, yeah.
But he's having a heck of a rookie season, and he has just kind of always been overshadowed by the wide receivers over there, particularly Marvin Harrison Jr. and now Jeremiah Smith. But I mean, this for the Saints right now, he's got 469 yards. That's 4th in the league. receiving and tied for third in the league with 3 touchdowns. So
in a team with 3-4 wide receivers out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Baker Mayfield, and I'm surprised how we'll talk about them later, Bach. But I'm surprised about how Tampa is playing right now. Baker Mayfield probably is the MVP of this short season so far in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly had a career resurgence. And I always go back to that between him and Sam Darnold. For the longest time, I was saying Matt Rule didn't have a quarterback in Carolina, and that's why he didn't succeed there. I'm gonna have to come up with a different excuse for Matt Rule because those quarterbacks have figured it out. Obviously, organizationally, Carolina hasn't always been the best. That's another thing that Matt Rule would argue. But the quarterback excuse is no longer there because those guys have taken off.
Well, yeah, Bob, you understand that. 2 guys I think should have been on the list or should be honorable mention on the list is Nazir Hunter and Ja'Cory Barney on special teams. I mean, if you look at the things he's able to do for this special teams unit, this is a 360 deal right here that Eckler has came in and did. Almost ran one back for kickoff. Had punt returns. Almost ran back. Have we ran a punt return back? It says we have one, but I don't think so. But I know it got called back. But you also scored on a couple of block punts. Only thing I have my concern on punt team is, Archie's not getting enough punts. We can say that's the good, but when he does kick block, he only kicked one kick last week for 20 yards.
Yeah, it hasn't. I mean, it's weird because that was about the only thing that went right for Nebraska's special teams last year was the punter. Now, obviously, you got a new punter in here, but of course, there's a lot of offseason hype and expectation behind just a freshman, and maybe he's still adjusting a little bit. Hasn't had the strongest debut. Hasn't been awful. Again, there's been a few games where he hasn't even had to punt. But yeah, I mean that is the one. And it's crazy because again, the rest of special teams, field goal kicking, punt returns, kick returns. I mean, every part of it, we're seeing big improvements and game changing plays every week. So hopefully it's just a matter of time before Archie Wilson can get a little bit comfortable. He's had some good games and had some punts that have died down a little bit before maybe wanted him to.
All right, Bach, let's go to break. And when we come back, we're going to talk Minnesota, key players, head coach, who leads the series, what else we need to know. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt.
Get in and win with Limitless Male Medical, the men's health experts. We are the proven leaders in testosterone and peptide therapy. Don't play around with a sub-shop franchise that just popped up. At Limitless Male, this is serious medicine. Full lab panels, real providers, years of experience focused only on men's health. Don't be fooled by crash course owners. Trust the team that knows hormones inside and out. Limitless Male Medical. Your health is not a game.
The temperature and leaves are falling daily, so that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown's Shoe Fit. Now through October 31st, take $15 off any regularly priced fall shoes and boots. Brands like Keen, Oboz, Echo, Taos, and Atrex all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale you've all been waiting for, so get down to Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Boxing is back this Saturday with Brawloween at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Cody Kerr among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com where you can live stream this event as well. Nebraska football plays on Friday, so Saturday is open for you to attend or watch. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, October 18th. It's Brawloween at the Complex, located at 1555 Yolanda Avenue. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tagged machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered by Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Barrett.
Excavating.
All right, Bock. 6566 says that running back, Donaldson Jr. from Ohio State, has a tail when I can't read. I got to get to the original part. The running back Donaldson Jr. from Ohio State has a tail when he's in the game. He only puts his mouthpiece in when he gets the ball. Otherwise, it's not. That's a good That's a good. That's good, Bach. Because like he should be a scout. He should be a corner stallion.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, because like some running backs will only look at where they're running at. They give it away. Like sometimes you can see it in a game where he's looking to the left or he's looking to the right. Good running backs like Eddie George looks you dead in the eye. I remember Ray Lewis talking about how him and Eddie was, like they had this rivalry. And he said he worked out, especially for Eddie George in the offseason. And he said he's the only running back that ever looked him in his eyes, because when he look at him in their eyes and they look away from him, he know he got you. But Eddie George would look him in his eyes. He didn't give away where he was going. That's telegraphing, like for some running backs to look dead at the hole or look in the vicinity of where they're going. So that's a key element for linebackers to pick up on, if they not calling them smart, not saying you have to be smart to tell that, but you got to have at least a little football common sense to know that he's giving it away when he's looking that way.
That's interesting, Adam, because Adam talks about, as a defensive lineman, looking at the offensive linemen when they're lining up, how they're, what can be tells, whether they're pass protecting or run blocking. What is the linebacker? What position were you kind of focused in on, and were there tells that you looked like pre-snap to try to figure it out? Was that assignment based? And obviously, linebackers sometimes have a different assignment.
Well, different assignments for whatever defense you is. When you're in a man defense, you're locked on the running back. So that's my key, is the running back. So whatever he does, I have to mirror what he does. But if he like I say, if he stays in and block, sometimes I can join the rush, or I could just peel back and be a little spy. If he goes out in the backfield, if he goes out in the flats or run a wheel route, it's still my guy. But mostly I'm looking at the quarterback and the running back, trying to, especially on a cover 4 or a zone blitz or even in zone, you want to make sure you get your drops right, or you're reading it right, because you still have to be wary of the counter. You still have to be wary of the play action. So you know what, you got to see that and then try to haul butt back to your spot if you do get caught up in what they say, caught up in the trash of the counter play.
It is time here for the IBA cash contest keyword, $1,000 potentially in your pocket. Text this name, or this word, that I have into 508-777-1000. Again, it does no good to text it into 402-464-5685. You need the number 508-777-1000, or head to our website and click on Cash Blitz to enter. Our website is theticketfm.com. So I'll give you a second to pull out your phone or get to the website. We've been doing this, giving these Cash Blitz keywords out over the last couple of weeks. We'll continue to do so. We'll have another one tomorrow here on Bock in the Blackshirt. But all right, today's keyword is happy. That's spelled Happy. Happy. Remember, every keyword you enter is another chance to win. One lucky listener will take home $1,000 tomorrow around noon. Don't wait. Get that keyword in now. Happy, Happy, to 508-777-1000.
Anybody won that yet, Bob?
I'm not sure. Again, this is a national contest, so people are winning every day. We're just hoping to get one here in Lincoln. So if you do that, we hope that we get you some extra money.
All right, Bach. Bach, you got a dog, don't you?
Yes, I do. Chihuahua.
So you know what? I kind of figured out the logic of dogs with how we socialize with them. Like for me, I have 2 more dogs. I had one, the other one passed away, but I got 2 dogs. That's equivalent to 4 kids, Bob.
Is it really?
Yeah. The 4 kids, you have to clean up after. Yeah. Like 2 dogs, one dog is 2 kids apiece, Bob. Like your Chihuahua is 2 kids. So you have 3 kids in the house, Bob. You have to clean up after.
I don't know. He doesn't seem to make as much as
because
because
he's a Chihuahua.
He's a tiny dog.
Yeah, he's a tiny dog. But I have a dog who drags a ball everywhere around. I said, get that ball, and he'll go get it. And he loves to play with it. But he doesn't know how to. He wants to play when it's wet outside, like when it's, and that's a big no-no for me. I have to take a towel, Bob, and I have to put soap on a towel, wash his feet, Every time he comes in the house, Bach, because he drags mud, dirt,
Oh yeah.
everything in the house, and we have hardwood floors, Bach, and it's hard to clean. So I'm like, this is like cleaning up for like 4 kids, like 4 kindergartners in the house, Bach. It's really, really stressful, especially on the rainy days.
Well, it's tough. I mean, you can't teach him to pick up after himself.
So
I mean, like you can a
no.
kid.
Here's the thing, Bach. This dog lets himself outside.
Okay, he knows how.
He know how
Does
to
he have
put
a doggy door?
No, he pushes the door, the screen door. I leave the screen door open 24/7, Bach. But guess how he gets in, Bach?
How's he get in?
He pulls the handle, flicks it back with his head, and lets it and try to. You know how you squeeze through something?
Oh yeah.
He just squeezes through the door. He throws it open a little bit. But Bach, I'm sitting on the porch one day, and this lady walking. She said, "Excuse me, sir. Did he just open that door?" I said, "Oh yeah, he's grown. He goes out. He comes in when he wants to. He comes in when he wants to. Bach, if he wants to go outside at 3:00 in the morning and he hears something, guess what he's doing, Bach? He's going outside.
Well, maybe you can teach him to pick up after
So
himself.
guess
He
what?
seems to be pretty bright.
He's very selfish though. He leaves his little brother outside, like the Aussie, the miniature Australian Shepherd I got. He can't do all that, Bach.
Yeah.
He's just learning how to push the door open. He can push it open, but my golly, Bach, when he goes out there and it rains, he's stuck out there.
Now, the smart dog, is that the border collie?
Yeah, this is the hair. It's a short hair border collie.
Yeah. Like I said, I've heard that those are some of the smartest dogs. So that makes a little bit of sense that he can open up a door.
Yeah, he opens the door, Bach, and I have it on tape, Bach. I can bring it here and show you. And he don't even need me to open the box. I could be sitting right there on the patio in the back, and next thing you know, I look at him and say, where you going? Oh, so now you just want to go in the house when you want to. He's grown. The one thing I like is a grown dog.
Bill and Bennett says you got to record that. I want to see that.
I have it. Bach, I have it on my camera, my Ring camera, because it's right there on the Ring camera. I would record it, Bach, and show it to you. And it's funny how he just goes in and goes out when he wants to.
Now, some dogs also, they don't like my Chihuahua. He doesn't even like wet grass. He'll like kind of parade around on it. He wants to come back in. But other dogs embrace it. So your dog, it doesn't matter the weather. He's going to go outside.
Yeah, he's going to go outside and get his paws dirty. He's infatuated with that dog next door because they look at the gate. They just run up beside the gate. I don't even think they ever seen each other, Bob. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like falling in love with somebody on camera. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to everybody who got dogs and are lovely dog parents, because I'm one of the greatest dog parents I think there is.
Absolutely. Dogs are an absolute blessing.
Don't forget.
You want to say what?
Don't forget. One dog equals 2 kids.
That's right.
All right. So if you got 3 dogs, you got 6 little kids running around the house, Bob.
I don't want too big of a family. I think I better just stick with one dog then.
All right. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt. Hey, guess what? We just rolling. We finna roll into the next segment. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Get in and win with Limitless Male Medical, the men's health experts. We are the proven leaders in testosterone and peptide therapy. Don't play around with a sub shop franchise that just popped up. At Limitless Male, this is serious medicine. Full lab panels, real providers, years of experience focused only on men's health. Don't be fooled by crash course owners. Trust the team that knows hormones inside and out. Limitless Male Medical. Your health is not a game.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwissow.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends. Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. Eric says, don't talk to Austin. He hates stuff. Stop that. Stop it. All right, we're finna give away a Bar 48 gift certificate right now for anybody that can answer this question. Back in 2023, the Huskers scored in Minnesota on what kind of play, and who was it on that play?
I don't know if you can name the play. How about just who scored the touchdown?
Yeah, who scored the touchdown against Minnesota in 2023? Jeff Sims throws his first pass, only touchdown pass of the season. Who he throws it to?
That's right.
Bar 48 gift certificates coming right here.
Yeah, text in to 402-464-5685. The first person to be able to remember who scored that touchdown last time Nebraska went up to Minneapolis, will win a $25 gift card to Bar 48. Bar 48 is Lincoln's newest craft cocktail lounge, conveniently located on North 48th Street. Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails, beer, wine, and so much more. Follow Bar 48 on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of University Place neighborhood today. So still open. Let's see if we've got it. Looks like Husker Phil, the first one with the correct answer.
All right.
Even though he had a question mark behind it. He said Alex Bullock.
Yeah, there you go.
That's correct,
Husker Field, congratulations. Come on down to the ticket to get your gift certificate for Bar 48.
There we go. Not too bad there. Hey, Terrell, I did have a story because it was interesting, or not necessarily a story, but just, I don't know if you saw, did you see the ratings for this past week in college football?
No, I didn't.
It's kind of interesting because last week you were kind of interested. Why wasn't Indiana, Oregon getting the hype? I mean, that was seemingly the game of the week. Well, as we look back at it, it didn't even reach top 3 games as far as viewership.
This year?
No, this last week.
You got to be kidding me, Bach.
Oklahoma, Texas had 8.7 million watching. Alabama, Missouri had 7 million. Georgia, Auburn had 6.7 million. And Indiana, Oregon was 4th there at 5.6 million this past week, despite being the game of the week, College Game Day. Again, so maybe that's part of the reason the hype is just not coming around. Oregon, while an emerging brand, if you would call it that, does not have the following power, if you will, or the fan base of a Georgia or Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas, these other teams, and obviously Indiana, while an intriguing story, also doesn't have that fan base, and so it's kind of interesting to see that play out the way it was. And I didn't know if that was just we talking with you every day. I kind of felt the same type of thing. Like, yeah, maybe it feels like a bigger game and maybe it's not getting quite as much recognition, but especially you pointing it out, that kind of came to my attention. But maybe this is wise. They just kind of realize those brands aren't going to be drawing in eyeballs quite like some of the other top brands around college football.
All right, Bach. I got to talk about this right quick, Bach. The Big 12 fined both Texas and Kansas $25,000 each. Bach. They fined Texas Tech for throwing objects on the field known as tortilla shells, and they fined Kansas for disparaging comments about the conference and the members of the conference. Now, they have a video out of somebody on the Texas Tech sideline, on Texas sideline, finding a closed pocket knife that was thrown on the sidelines against this in the game.
Yeah, it's weird. It's pocket knife gate basically, because the whole situation, Texas Tech and Kansas, as we've talked about it ad nauseum, Texas Tech's tradition to throw those tortilla shells on the field. The Big 12's kind of getting frustrated. They said there's a time for it, but outside of that, we're going to penalize you. And Texas Tech, the reason why they're fined, they got penalized twice in that game because there were too many instances of throwing tortilla shells on the field. Kansas said it's not just tortilla shells, they're throwing pocket knives. Well, they went back and reviewed the tape. Part of the reason for the suspension is an inaccurate statement regarding a pocket knife by head coach Lance Leipold. So he said that one was thrown and it hit a staff member. They went back and looked on tape. It looked as though a Kansas player picked up a pocket knife and gave it to a staff member. They're assuming that it was not thrown, so it did not hit a Kansas staffer, and that it had to come from a Kansas staffer's pocket. So whether on purpose or not, it looks like this knife. I mean, when you hear about it, that's shocking. Like, wow, somebody throwing a pocket knife, that'd be terrible. Appears to have maybe just fallen out one of the Kansas State staffers' pocket at some point, or somebody on that sideline dropped it and it was picked up.
Yeah. They got the showing on the video on X. So I was just looking at that part and just trying to see how it was.
Yeah, it's interesting. And this was a blowout game. I thought Kansas maybe can compete with Texas Tech a little bit more. Texas Tech's going to be running away with people. By the way, Sam Leavitt this week is going to play, or expected to play, I should say, is probable for the Sun Devils and Texas Tech. So that could be a little bit better of a game. No offense to Jeff Smith or Jeff Sims, but Yeah, the Arizona State wasn't going to be competitive with him starting against the Red Raiders. We'll see if they can do it with Sam Levitt.
All right, 93.7 the ticket. When we come back, we'll break down Minnesota, the roster, the coaches, the game. 93.7 the ticket, Bock the Blackshirt.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schweisow.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Get in and win with Limitless Male Medical, the men's health experts. We are the proven leaders in testosterone and peptide therapy. Don't play around with a sub-shop franchise that just popped up. At Limitless Male, this is serious medicine. Full lab panels, real providers, years of experience focused only on men's health. Don't be fooled by crash course owners. Trust the team that knows hormones inside and out. Limitless Male Medical. Your health is not a game.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
All right, welcome back to 93.7. The Ticket is Bock the Blackshirt here on Wednesday, the 16th, 2025. It is Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska Thursday here at the Ticket. It's the area's best choice for small batch gourmet jerky at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska. Everything they make is done entirely in the store. It is not mass production, but carefully handcrafted every time. There's 2 places you can go to get some Smoking Gun Jerky for yourself. You can stop by the store at 443 North 48th Street, or you can order online at smokinggunsjerky.com. Use code Farley or Bock for 10% off your order. Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska is Nebraska's go-to store for beef jerky. Me and Bock got 3 flavors we're gonna try today. We're gonna do it at the beginning of the next break.
Are you sure we shouldn't do it at the end? There's devil's heat in here.
Yeah, there's devil's heat in here, Bock.
That
so
one.
that's kind of Bock's not good at hot ones. So we have pepper black jerky, which is black pepper jerky. We have devil's heat beef jerky, habanero at its best. Yeah, I'm going to only take a little piece of that part. And sweet and smoky beef jerky. Awesome cinnamon and chipotle flavored beef jerky. All right, Bock. When we talk about I'm talking about LSU. When we talk about Minnesota, NS PJ Fleck. Do you know what the NS stands for?
NS. No, I do not.
No socks.
No socks. All right.
PJ Fleck. I've seen him in person with no socks on. I was at the Big Ten Media Day back in 2022, and he didn't have any socks on his feet. I said, "Oh, his feet stinks." So you have to watch out for people.
He wasn't the only. Wasn't Brett Bielema was also?
Oh yeah, they Ryan Day. They don't wear. Coaches,
none of them.
Yeah, I don't understand how coaches don't wear socks. I mean, as a grown man, I have to wear socks with tennis shoes, Bock. That's just common sense when we talk about that. All right, tomorrow's game is at Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Game time is 7 p.m. TV, Fox. You also can catch it on Husker Radio Network. PJ Fleck, 9th season in Minnesota, Bock. 13th as a head coach. 62-41 at Minnesota. 92-63 overall career head coach. He's a one Big Time West champion, one-time MAC champion, one-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, 2 times MAC Coach of the Year, previous head coach at Western Michigan, also was assistant for Tampa Bay, Rutgers, Northern Illinois, and the Ohio State. You didn't know all that, Bock?
I didn't know that he had a stint at Ohio State.
All right, Bock, all-time lead in this game. Minnesota's 37-25-2. Last matchup, they beat us 10-13 I think that was Fumble Rooski games right there. How many fumbles we had that game?
I have to go back and look.
I think it's like 3 or 4.
I'll say that was the year of turnovers, and yeah, so I think that was Anthony Grant's pivotal fumble that people will remember, keeping him in the game, right? Keeping him on that drive, despite the fact that they said going into the year he had a fumbling problem. So that was interesting. Of course, I wouldn't have made a different decision, I don't think, but it came back to bite him then.
All right, Bock. They got some good players here. They got Drake Lindsay, quarterback, a redshirt freshman top recruit that racks up 1,284 yards and 9 touchdowns in his first season as a Golden Gopher starting single caller. Running back Darius Taylor, 2-time All Big Ten honorable mention, who's looking to gain momentum after recovering from a hamstring injury he suffered in September. Lamika Brockington, leading the Gophers with 253 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns halfway through the 25 season. Jamison Greer, redshirt senior, starting tight end for Minnesota. Big red zone threat with a team high 3 touchdowns. Bock, go ahead and read the rest of the offense and tell me the size of the offensive line when you get down there to it.
Yeah, just like every week. I mean, every team's fielding some big guys here as we go in with their offensive line. Nathan Roy starting there at tackle, redshirt freshman, 6'5", 305 at tackle. Their other tackle, Greg Johnson, 6'6", 325. He is a junior. Their guards, Dylan Ray, 6'6", 320 pounds, 5th-year senior. And their other guard, Marcellus Marshall, is in his 6th year, 6'6", 330 pounds. At center, Ashton Beers is at 6'6", 315 pounds. That sounds like a tackle playing center.
Yeah, he's too big. 6'6".
You'd think so.
Yeah.
And what other positions did you read? You got quarterback and
I got quarterback and running back and one of the receivers.
Okay, so their tight end is Jamison Gears, goes 6'5", 250. He is a senior. And then they've got some other receivers there in the mix. Lamike Brockington, 6 foot 195. He's a senior. Javon Tracy, 6 foot 205, is a junior. And Jalen Smith, 6'1", 195, as the redshirt freshman. Best amongst them so far this year has been Tracy or Brockington. You could throw him in there as well. Each of them come into the game with 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. Though Jalen Smith not far behind, so they spread it out a little bit among their top wide receivers.
All right, Bock. On the defensive side, Maverick Gronkowski, second on the team with 42 tackles after being named All Big Ten honorable mention in 2024 after he recorded 65 tackles. Anthony Smith, redshirt junior, led the Gophers in tackles for loss and sacks last season and is pacing Minnesota in those 2 categories in 25 with 6.5 tackles for loss and 4.5 seconds. Devon Williams, linebacker, redshirt senior, another returning linebacker that is leading Minnesota with 50 tackles while adding 4.5 tackles for loss. Corey, what's his name?
Coy Parrish.
Parrish. Yeah, the do-it-all sophomore safety. Do-it-all defensive back, was a freshman All-American last year in the first team All Big Ten pick in 2024. Has improved to play both offense and defense in 225. Kerry Brown, DB, redshirt sophomore, finished third on the tackles with 63 and 2 interceptions as a true freshman in 2024. Yeah, young team though.
Yeah, they've got a lot of guys that'll be returning. Coy Parrish, the best amongst them. If you're looking out there for some of the numbers to look out for, Coy Parrish, again, I think he might be the best player on this field. He's All Big Ten last year as a freshman. Number 3, he goes out there wearing number 3. You mentioned some of the other ones. Maverick Baranowski. I don't know how Minnesota finds all these guys, always with great linebacker names. Baranowski, another one, wears number 6 out there. Anthony Smith, number 0, is the guy I think to look out for, especially with Nebraska's struggles defending the pass rush. 6'6", 285, like you said, wears number 0. Last year led them in sacks. This year already 4.5 sacks on the season. And then, although Coy Parrish is going to be the primary guy out of the defensive backfield you want to look for, John Nestor already has 3 interceptions on the year, brought one of those back for a touchdown. And Coy Parrish brought his back for a touchdown last week to seal it or get the lead, which ended up being the deciding score against Purdue. So you got to look out for their defensive backfield. Nebraska's going to be throwing the ball quite a bit. They've got a couple guys back there that have shown that they'll jump the routes. They'll take it to, pick six to the end zone. You look at their pass defense going into this game, they're ranked 49th to give up about 200 yards per game. Not awful, not great. But we'll see how it looks against Nebraska's passing attack, who, as we know, comes in at top 10 passing attack in the nation. Number 9, in fact, averaging 310 yards per game there. But again, like last week, Nebraska was lucky to get away with a game where they threw 3 interceptions and were still able to win. Lost the turnover battle 3-0. These Gophers, again, they might house call them. So their turnovers might lead directly to points. You got to look out for them back there.
All right, Bock, these are some guys that transferred in and guys to watch. Newcomers, Javon Tracy, wide receiver, spent 3 previous seasons at Miami, Ohio, and is tied for the lead in the team with 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. John Nestor, Iowa transfer, who leads the Minnesota defense with 3 interceptions and 5 breakups. Who else we got here? Brady Dingsburg, he's a kicker, was at Syracuse for 3 years. Now he's at Minnesota. He's 8 for 11. And Tom Winston, redshirt sophomore punter, Australian punter who transferred in, averaging nearly 46 yards a punt in 25.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Obviously,
we're not the only ones.
Yeah, the Australian.
Turn me
punter.
up a little bit, Bob.
Australian punter.
All right. We're not the only ones who's on this Australian thing, because I see quite a few other teams, and I see still some of the good traditional punt teams that we have. Does the NFL have any of these Australian punters?
They do. Let me look at how many they have exactly in the league. Give me a second here.
And while you're doing that, Bock, I was going to talk about some good Friday night football tomorrow night. Louisville versus Miami, Nebraska at Minnesota, and North Carolina at Cal, all tomorrow night.
Well, we need to see. It's interesting to keep one eye on, see if North Carolina can continue that thing. And if Louisville, Louisville might want to be the biggest test, one of the biggest tests left in front of Miami. So that would be interesting to look at. Right now, there are 5 Australian punters in the NFL. Michael Dixon of the Seattle Seahawks, Mitch Wishnowsky of the 49ers, Cameron Johnson of the Steelers, Torrey Taylor of the Chicago Bears, and Matthew Hayball of the New Orleans Saints. I also wanted to throw out there, because you mentioned Dinenberg, I always like to look at the kickers, look at the range. 8 of 11, like you said, so far on the year, but just 1 of 3 over 40 yards, 0 of 2 beyond 50. So they at least believe in his leg to give it a shot, but has not been able to hit from too far out in the Minnesota uniform. You look at his time at Syracuse too, it would tell a similar story. 0 of 5 for his career on over 50, 4 of 8 in his career over 40. So pretty shaky from distance. So if Nebraska if it comes down to a kicking game, as it did last time Nebraska went to that stadium, unfortunately, ended in the wrong hands there with Dragan Kesic getting the win for Minnesota. This time I feel a little bit better about Nebraska's edge in the kicking game.
All right, Bock. Matt Rule was on Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
Talking a lot. I don't know half of the things he was saying, so I'll let you go ahead and tell it.
Well, let's go ahead and let him tell it. We have the audio. This was of Matt Rule's most recent appearance, most recent talk about what was going on here with the latest in the Penn State stuff. Of course, again, Matt Rule shows up on the Pat McAfee show every week, so here it is.
And I don't want to have to distract you here, because obviously you're in the middle of a season, and you've already answered this about how much, hey, that's my hometown. I love that place. I always will. Everybody loves their alma mater. That conversation's only going to heat up around you assume. And you said before, hey, this is what happens. I was at Temple. I was at Baylor. Anywhere you have success, this happens. I'm used to this. This is a good thing, not a bad thing, that other people want our players, want our coaches, myself included. That's kind of been your messaging. You've been here before. What does that look like for you with team, with everything, with how hot that's going to get in the kitchen, it seems like?
It's with my team. It's just unbridled honesty. Tell them the truth. Tell them exactly the truth, and don't BS them, because they'll know. And And secondly, like just out there, like, this is it. This is part of it. Like, it's better than when I was in Carolina and they were chanting to fire me, right? So it's better than being on every hot seat list. So having other schools maybe be interested in you is pretty cool. But I don't do that during the season. I don't mess around with that. I don't play that. And at the same time, this is not a jumping off job. This is a destination job. This is one of the greatest places in the world. This is a town of 300,000 people. This isn't everyone says like Lincoln. It's 300,000 people here in Lincoln. Like, I can do whatever I want here. I have a great young team, the youngest team in the Big Ten. Think about how good we'll be next year. Now, I'm not thinking about next year, but where we are right now, like, we're learning. Think about where we're going to go with Dylan and all these guys. So I refuse to be distracted. At the same time, when it's your alma mater, you have to show it love and respect. And I hope, and I love Pat Kraft. They'll find the right coach for them, whoever that is. But like, this is a destination job that should be a national bully, that should be a beast. And I think we're making our way to doing that.
Still didn't say no yet, Bock.
Yeah, I think he's playing his cards pretty well.
Yeah, doing a great job of keeping his mind off of it. That's one thing that can hurt these kids tomorrow night if they're thinking about this and trying to play at the same time. Big distraction. I don't think it should hurt them against Minnesota or anybody else. Yes, you have the youngest team in the Big Ten. That's great, but you also have probably the hardest schedule in the Big Ten next year. So, get what you can this year, because next year is going to be a different tune when you have to play Ohio State, when you have to play Oregon, when you have to play Washington, when you have to play Indiana, when you have to play all these teams back to back like this, Bock. So, it's going to be interesting to see how things fold out in the offseason here, especially with this Penn State situation, because Matt Rule hasn't really said, hey, no, I'm not going. Just get up and say, I'm not going. I mean, that's the best thing you have to do. Say no.
Well, I mean, that would be one way to approach it. I think he's probably, I mean, I think that what he stood out to me there is he said you tell them the truth and they're going to pick up on any BS. I think if he just says, guys, I'm not going, I'm going to be here no matter what till the end of time. I don't know if that's necessarily the truth, right? I mean, I think unfortunately we're going to have to see a lot of this stuff play out. So I don't mind his approach. So far, if you're looking for the absolute, hey, shut it down type of thing, that can always be, that can come back and bite you. I mean, he kind of did that at Baylor, and now it's being used against him, saying, well, he said this at Baylor. And so, it's like no matter what a coach says, even if they do say that, it does not necessarily mean it's true, but at least, kind of lets you know where their focus is. He's made it very clear the focus is on this team. The job is here. And I think a lot of us, if you want a defined answer from him, he probably doesn't have an offer. He probably has not been offered the job. So unless you're offered the job, that's when you really start to think about it. When you're just in these kind of media or whatever it might be, you're just at the top of these lists. Okay, and maybe even I'm not saying he has, but maybe even has had a conversation of, hey, if you do well, we might give you a call, in a couple weeks. But there's very little chance that Penn State fired James Franklin and said, you know what, there's the one and only guy that we're going to go after, regardless of how he does in the next half a year, and that's our guy that's coaching at Nebraska. Well, that would be insane.
It would be insane, because I could name 10 other candidates, Bock, that probably deserve that job more than when you talk about who they're trying to do. You got guys out there like, John Gruden who wants to get back and coach, Ed Orgeron. You got people talking about Lane Kiffin going to Florida next year. So, this is going to be a big turnaround in college football. You got Goulash, who's a young coach who's up and coming. You got the best man for any job out there, Kurt Signetti. So I don't know why a lot of people's talking about Rule, and Rule hasn't even sniffed the bottom pant legs of Kurt Signetti. So you have to think about the guys who hot and the guys who's already been on top and who done did it before, and not just a program builder and leaves after 3-4 years. I'm looking for a guy who could take us all the way to the championship. I don't care about program builders. I want to win now and now only.
Well, and of course it is. I mean, that's the big question right now. Matt Rule does have that tag of program builder. I keep saying it because I think everybody wants to see what he can do if he sticks around somewhere 4 or 5 years. But Matt Rule probably specifically wants to know what it looks like if he stays somewhere. I mean, that's just part of the coaching profession. You kind of move up throughout it. And he's had so much success everywhere that he's gone outside of Carolina, obviously, that it's opened up opportunities for him to jump. And so he's taken his opportunities before. He said before too, in past coming to Nebraska, he's wanting to get over that. But again, it's the alma mater. When the alma mater, when home comes calling, you maybe have a different tune to it. But again, to me, I wouldn't, if I was him, I certainly wouldn't focus on it. And with the understanding that the offer is just probably not going to even if he wants the offer, it's not going to happen unless he takes care of business, specifically starting this Friday, but throughout the remainder of the season. Again, in my mind, all those names that you talked about, for him to be even considered as a candidate, he's got to get Nebraska 9 wins at least.
Yeah, you got to get him at least to a bow point of Nebraska football, which is satisfied football right there. I wouldn't call it great football, but Bo was a constant 9-3 guy that did get the job done. Gus Mohawk says this time next week, Nebraska will have a better record than the Bulldogs. Ole Miss is going to dog walk the Bulldogs. But guess what, Gus Mohawk? We may lose or we may not. But we always will be ranked in front of Nebraska. With 2 losses, 1 losses, or 3 losses, Georgia will be ranked higher than Nebraska any day. Now,
for now,
don't talk. No, whatever, Bob. I'm still. I'm getting my Georgia gear back out the closet.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
You're barking.
I'm barking. I'm barking. You can have 2. Who said you can't have 2 football teams?
You can have 2 football teams.
Yeah, that's why I try to tell people. You cheer for the school you went to, and you cheer for wherever you're from.
Yeah.
People don't get that part.
It's a big game for the Bulldogs this week. Top 10 matchup.
Yeah, we lost to them last year. Remember the 2 guys out there celebrating last year that was caught on camera?
Oh, yeah.
Won't happen this year because he's out of there. 93.7 the ticket. Bock the Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
Schwizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer. Usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're waiting on Jake Bockoven to get his water because we're finna have this taste test, and one of them is kind of hot. And Bock doesn't do well with hot stuff, so I had to tell him to go get some water because I don't want him choking online. All right, Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska Taste Test Thursday is here. All right, Bock, you ready?
Devil's Heat last.
We're going to do All right, Bock, sweet and smoky beef jerky, awesome cinnamon and chipotle flavored jerky.
Yeah, you got to get it open. I already got mine out here. You can taste the cinnamon. Really good.
Oh, yeah, cinnamon hit early.
Yeah, you can not go wrong with this one. You could
with the smoky
on this
taste
for quite some time. Yeah, it's not overly powerful cinnamon or anything like that, but you definitely get what you get what it's advertised, sweet and smoky for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bock.
Tastes a little like Christmas. I think cinnamon tastes like Christmas.
Peppered beef jerky, black peppered jerky.
Now here we go. This is what I'm looking forward to. I put pepper on my pepper, so this is what exactly up my alley.
See what the next one do to you, buddy. All right. Okay. I'm still stuck on that one we had last week, that Bloody Mary one.
That was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is, again,
me and my dog.
advertised.
I shared that with my dogs. They loved it. I ate most of it, but I gave them a little piece.
I bet they love that. I think, yeah, just about everybody who got a taste of that would love it.
All right, Bob. Devil's Heat.
Uh-oh.
Habanero at its best. Got me scared. I don't even want to open it.
Anything called Devil's anything, it's got some heat to it, some kick to it. So first the tape test.
You ever see the guy on Facebook that goes around having people eat something hot for $40. You have to wait 2 minutes, chew it up.
No.
Is it hot? Tell me how hot it is on 1 to 10. That's what he say. He go to the hood of all places and have hot gummies, hot chicken, hot chips, and some of them just eat it like they some G's. All right, Bock, here we go. Devil's Heat. Ooh. I can taste it already. Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that hits your tongue, definitely.
Oh, my God.
I have to take a big bite. Maybe I shouldn't take a big bite. That is good.
Yeah, somebody can have that one.
Not initially overwhelming.
It's hot.
It is hot.
Yeah.
Not overwhelmingly hot, but hot. And I have a feeling it's going to stick around. Feels like one of those heats that sticks in your mouth for a second. So I'll have to know you. We'll have to let you know about the aftertaste.
My tongue is still hot. Yeah, that's too hot for me. I'm all right. I'm good. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, that's gonna stick around a little bit. My my breath is now hot, as usual after you eat something. Now I'm gonna need some water. It was a good idea to get some water for this segment.
Stop it. Just stop it. 94-7. The last time Nebraska played Georgia, we won. That was 30 years ago. What was that, 2014, 12 or something like that?
Yeah, 2012 and 2013, I believe.
Yeah.
Bowl game. So
Eric says, I hope the Texas fans' Bock mouth is on fire.
Oh, he's just trying to troll me. He knows I'm not a Texas fan.
Songbird says, sound like you have two football teams that you do not cheer for equal to me.
Not when backed up against the wall. Then you start barking.
The thing about I'm more excited for Nebraska football than I've probably been in the last 10 years. Probably the last 5 or 6 years. This has been a average football coaching team. I mean, we've made mistakes over and over and over before Matt Rule. I mean, even Matt Rule first year or even the second year, he made kind of mistakes. But this third year is like the special year. I don't know how far we're going to go, but I'm hoping. I mean, sometimes I throw a wrench in my own party by betting against them because, it's something that we used to. We're not used to we're not going to be used to being 6-1 next week, if that's it. We're not going to be used to being 7-1 the week after that if that happens. When I go to my last football game on November 1st, I don't know if we're going to be 8-1. So, that's something new. And like when I left Nebraska and I ventured off and did my own thing for 20 years, I still kept up with Nebraska football. But when I moved back, it gets a little deeper with me because now you see it in person, and you always want your university to be better than everybody else's, But me being from the state of Georgia, I have people who's going to throw that in your face because they seen us when we was up. They seen Nebraska at its peak, and now we see Georgia at its peak. We seen Alabama at its peak. We seen teams rise from the dead before us, and we was dead long before them, Bob. Like Indiana's been dead forever. Now, guess what? They reerected themselves, and they're like Jesus, like God. Kurt Segnetti. I'm just saying. Songbird says lemonade is better for getting spice out your mouth. Thanks for telling us we don't have any lemonade in the building.
We both might need some. Yeah, I've been drinking this whole segment, drinking some water.
Yeah,
the
but
heat is still there.
Yeah, so when you have so many, and I want Nebraska to be great again. I mean, I don't care about if they ever have a team better than 95. We already celebrated that. You know what I'm saying? Like we need something else to celebrate. We can't worry about having 35, 40-year reunions for a championship we last won. We need to win one now. We need to get back in contention. I don't know how good we'll ever be in the Big Ten. I mean, we have to beat the other two top dogs, three top dogs in this league. When you look at it, Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon. I mean, until we beat all three of them in 1 year, we're just talking. I feel like, we got a good chance this year, but that's without playing Ohio State. That's without playing Oregon. That's without playing Indiana. That's without playing Illinois. You know what I'm saying, Bach? So we went another direction and trying to. Now, I'm not saying shortcut ourselves, but you got to give it to the schedule makers, though. Whoever made these schedules probably didn't know what they was doing, but now they're gonna know what they was doing about it.
Well, it does. I mean, there can be much to be made about Nebraska's schedule, especially for next year. A reminder, we don't know what those teams will look like when we get there. We were all thinking Penn State was going to be by far Nebraska's most difficult game going into the season, and maybe still could, but they're not going to be at, the top 5 team that we thought in the preseason. Maybe you could more easily foreseen UCLA might not have their coach heading into this part of the season, but that it could be the same type of factor next year. And don't forget, we all have a whole coaching carousel to go through. Kurt Cignetti might not be in Bloomington next year when Nebraska plays Indiana. So there's a lot of things that can still happen. But as far as the schedule, it works perfectly for Nebraska. Matt Rule said today again on Pat McAfee, was pointing to the future, how good this roster might be next year. Well, then perfect. A team that's been underperforming or not living up to program standards for a decade plus, and even before then, you got to remember, that's why Bo Pelino was run out of town. They thought at the time that even the 9 and 10 win teams were not living up to the standards, and obviously there was more to that, the blowout losses, all that. This has worked out perfectly for Nebraska. This kind of softer schedule, if you will. There's no easy wins in the Big Tens, but there are definitely easier games than others in the Big Ten. And so this schedule has really helped Nebraska in this year at this point in their development, maybe be able to gain that confidence, maybe feel like they can play with the big guys, or at least be in the upper tier of the Big Ten by beating most of the teams in the middle. So Nebraska, again, as much as we want to say, they should be fighting with Ohio State and Oregon and Indiana and Michigan, there's nothing on their resume the last 10 years that would say that. They've got to fight their way through the rest of the Big Ten, the Iowas, the Minnesotas this week, the Marylands, the Michigan States that they've beaten to make their way up the Big Ten. So it's really kind of laid out perfectly for Nebraska. If this can be their breakout year, then next year, it's still a roster that would be a young, as we put it, or a year away with most of these players returning, and then they can take on that big challenge of having a difficult schedule again on paper from the offseason, year and a half before we get to it, and many things can change before then.
Yeah, you're right, Bach. 24/7 did a new sports. 24/7 Sports did a new college football stadium based on fans' atmosphere, Bach. And Nebraska came in on this one at number 9. Preseason, we wasn't even on there.
Yeah.
So I guess when you have people from Michigan State that comes here, and Michigan comes here and they see how Nebraska does it, especially on night games, Houston Christian probably can see that. Akron. I know who else. We're going to have to see what time we play for the November 1st game, because as you know, Penn State and somebody else plays that day, and we don't need Big Noon picking it up, Bob, because Penn State would have messed us up for it. I think Penn State plays who November 1st?
I think let me double check. I got their schedule right in front of me, or I can get it here rather quickly. I think that's when they have Ohio State, right? November 1st is at Penn State at Ohio State.
Yeah. So if you want that to be a Big Noon game, you should vote for it, because we need us to be a night game to officially have a blackout work. I mean, you don't wear a blackout in the daytime.
Unfortunately, again, that's what Nebraska did that. That's why it comes to my mind when they did it against UCLA. I think it was 2013, something like that, when they wore their black shirt uniforms. It is a bit odd to try to have a blackout during the day. You're absolutely right. So we'll see. I think part of the idea, and Matt Rule said it a long time ago, is it looks like that game could be scheduled for night. Obviously, you don't cancel it one way or the other. You still have your blackout. I'm still skeptical about how much black will be in the stadium for that one. But obviously, Nebraska going to wear the All Blacks will be exciting. But it's good to see Nebraska. And if Nebraska starts winning and starts playing big games, they will be a mainstay in the top stadiums across the country. That's what really makes it so incredible is maybe they've moved down and you can't really duplicate or replicate big game stakes, right? I've said that in a long time. And so with Nebraska being down, they haven't had the biggest of games. I mean, we can look at it. We like the Colorado game. We like this Michigan game. But even, I mean, Michigan was the only ranked team among those four teams playing at those separate times. I'm talking about big top 5 games, top 10 games. Those type of games in Memorial Stadium would be incredible. And of course, we're back in the day, and Nebraska's atmosphere is almost second to none considering what Nebraska has been through. But really, when the big games are able to make their return, I think Nebraska will be top 5 on this list for sure.
All right, Bock. Justin on YouTube says Farley can have 2 teams, but UNL needs to be clear number 1. Bada Bing says, but if Nebraska plays Georgia, who are you rooting for? You got to pick one. I'll tell you at the break.
Nice tease.
Yeah, I'll tell you at the break. I'll let you know at the break. If Nebraska and Georgia was playing, who would I cheer for? I'm going to think this over for the next 3 or 4 minutes while we're at break. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
Our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Koppel Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Koppel is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Koppel Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at koppelcars.com.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt. Clintonio John says Jake cheers for Iowa. Oh, Bock.
Not against the Huskers, I know.
All right, Bock. What was the question, Bock? What was the question?
If Georgia and Nebraska met on the field, who would you cheer for?
It depends. Who's the coach?
Current coaches. Kirby Smart versus Matt Rule.
Ooh.
The game's tomorrow.
Ooh.
Both of them 5-1.
Ooh. I might get canceled because of this.
You might. Gotta pick one, Bada Bing says. You promised it. We went to break. You said you're going to choose. Choose between your children. You have a favorite. We know you do.
Can I plead the fifth? Or I have to answer it?
If you don't answer, we're all going to assume that you're going for the Bulldogs.
I'm going to be like one of those parents. You know, when you have the split jerseys?
Oh, there you go, yeah.
I'm going to have a Bulldog on the front and Little Red on the back.
So you are a corn dog. We know about
Yeah, I'm a corn dog.
Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a corn dog. But I'll go just for bragging rights. I'll go with Nebraska. I cheer for Nebraska.
Just so you go back down to Georgia, talk some trash?
Yeah. So when I wear my Nebraska gear, they won't look at me funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with Nebraska.
Oh, there we go. That's the right answer. Now I gotta ask you too, because I know you say this. Were you closer to, in your neighborhood, or your hometown was closer to Auburn than Georgia? Was there more of a Georgia fan base there? Because it was still on, in the border of Georgia, or was there more Auburn fans there when you were growing up?
About 50-50.
Oh, okay.
Auburn probably had a better presence because of how they was doing probably in the late 90s. Georgia wasn't great as because Auburn had an undefeated season, I think, in 92.
That sounds right, yeah.
Or 93. Georgia was just probably, you know, Eric Zaire, Terrell Davis, guys like, you know, it was, but Auburn had you know, James B. They had a big running back. I forgot his name back in the 92. Forgot his name,
I
but
would be helping too much. That doesn't ring a bell for me.
yeah, Steven something. But you know, Auburn had a little lead. Auburn's only 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Georgia is 2 hours for me, so it's quite a different ride. You know, I'd rather take a 45-minute
And
ride.
you went to several Auburn games, right?
Yeah, I went to several Auburn games, and get recruited. Now, check this out, Bob. I got friends. They're like us. They're alumni. And one of my friends from Mississippi State and one of my friends from Auburn, we all went to school together, high school.
Okay.
So he was telling me like, man, I went down to Auburn with my boys, with our homeboys, and they was like, they don't get treated like y'all get treated. They have to pay dues. They have to pay almost $400 to get into a football-led tailgate thing. It's like the new Husker Players Lounge. Like if they wanted to go to the Players Lounge, they have to pay $400 for that, Bob.
The former players do.
Former players.
Wow.
And they have to sit in the stands. Some of them do. So
yeah, you must. I mean, unless you're Cam Newton or somebody, you might not
yeah,
be treated so well.
yeah. So they don't.
That's
they don't.
interesting.
Georgia's already great again. Eric, make Nebraska great again.
Now, did you ever have an affinity for Auburn? Would you consider your third favorite
No,
team, or you
no.
just never really?
No, I just went.
Yeah.
I wasn't even serious about football back. I mean, when I took those trips, you know, I probably didn't get, you know, once I finished football season, my senior year, that's when I knew I was going to get a scholarship, but not knowing where though.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really didn't think about it till probably towards the end of high school. Like, what have I really got myself into? Especially when I made the move to go to junior colleges and not go to Arkansas State. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I probably was thankful for in my life. You know, not going to Arkansas State.
Yeah.
Because being a Prop 48 to me is and I thought about it, and I always said, if I miss a year of football, you're probably gonna miss it for the rest of your life because you know things happen. You know, I've my brother was a Prop 48, and I seen the things he went through in college and how it did with him. So that's probably one of the reasons I didn't want to be a Prop 48.
Go down there, right?
Yeah, go down that way.
Huh. That's just interesting. I always kind of wondered why Auburn never really caught your attention. Just because you're in the state lines of Georgia, though. I suppose that's fair.
And plus I was a tweener back then. That I really didn't have a position I was playing. So I was, you know, they would have to find a position for me, and Nebraska took a chance on me to be a linebacker. So I think that worked out great.
Yeah. Were you there, by the way? Somebody does make a good point. So they said Bo Jackson and Charles Barkley on campus at the same time. Do you remember those days when Auburn, didn't they even have I think there was like somebody else that was pretty good on campus there? Were you growing up not too far away from there when Bo Jackson was on campus?
Well, I didn't, like I said, I was an outside kid, Buck. So
yeah,
my Saturdays wasn't college
really
football
based.
Yeah, I mean I had a neighborhood full of kids, so
yeah,
you know, didn't really have a chance to didn't start watching football to probably 14, 15 years old when you was used to being outside all day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my dad wasn't gonna say, "Hey, Georgia's on, get in the house."
Yeah,
it just wasn't that type of party. He had to come find me.
Yeah,
I'm way down the street, Bob. I'm way in the neighborhood.
Fair enough. Kids will be kids.
All right. Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Game day tomorrow. Good Sense Friday tomorrow. And guess what else? Bock The Blackshirt tomorrow. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you're a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rashawn Jackson here.